There will come moments in your journey when the world seems silent, when the seeds you have planted show no sign of life, when every effort you make feels as though it falls into a void. This is where most people quit. This is where dreams are abandoned and greatness is forfeited, but not you. You must understand something fundamental about success. The results you seek are not born in the same moment the work is done. There is an invisible season between sowing and reaping, and in that season your patience, your consistency, and your determination will be tested to their limits. The soil of your life is not barren simply because you cannot yet see growth. Beneath the surface, roots are forming, strength is being developed, the very foundations that will hold your future success are being built out of sight, and it is in this unseen process that the winners are separated from the rest. The man or woman who insists on showing up every day despite the absence of applause, despite the lack of visible reward, builds an unshakable force within themselves. This force is called persistence. And persistence is the very heartbeat of all achievement. Results may delay, but they never deny the one who refuses to quit. Every time you take action, even without proof it's working, you cast a vote for your future. You are saying to the universe, I will not be moved. I will not be swayed by impatience. I will hold my ground until the harvest comes. Do not be fooled by appearances. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Just because you cannot yet see the reward does not mean it is not on its way. Life has a way of testing your faith before it delivers the prize. Understand that time is your ally, not your enemy. The more days you stack in consistent effort, the closer you move toward the breakthrough. And when that day comes, when the invisible becomes visible, you will realize that every lonely morning, every silent grind, every unnoticed sacrifice was worth it. So be constant, be determined. Show up when it's hard, when it's quiet, when the results seem distant. That is the exact moment when the foundations of success are being laid. And when your time comes, your results will not just appear. They will overflow. Stand firm in the delay, for the delay is not denial. Your only task is to keep moving, to keep building, and to keep believing. The rest will take care of itself. The tragedy that destroys most ambitions is not the lack of talent, nor the absence of opportunity. It is the unwillingness to endure the natural delay between planting the seed and reaping the harvest. We live in a world that constantly tempts us with instant gratification. Everywhere we turn, we are told that success should be immediate, that results should follow the very next day after the effort. And so, when the reality of life proves otherwise, when days, weeks, or months pass without visible evidence of progress, the average person folds their arms, loses heart, and walks away. But let me tell you this, nothing of great value was ever built overnight. Every building you have ever admired began with a foundation that was invisible to the public eye. Every fortune you have ever envied was born in obscurity long before the world saw it. Every dream that ever transformed a life endured a period when it seemed like nothing was happening at all. Yet beneath the surface, powerful forces were at work. When you understand that results take time, you also understand that time is not your enemy. It is your silent partner. The oak tree does not sprout in a day. It grows slowly, stretching its roots deep into the soil before it reaches upward. Why? Because without strong roots, its future growth would topple it at the first storm. Your goals are no different. They must first develop the hidden strength to sustain the visible results that will come later. Most people misinterpret this waiting season. They see the lack of results as a sign they are failing, when in truth it is often the surest sign they are on the right track. The soil of success has its own schedule. It will not be rushed. And this is why you must learn the art of patience. Not passive patience, but active patience. This is the kind of patience that keeps working, keeps building, keeps striving even when there is no applause, no recognition, and no proof that the work is paying off. The farmer does not dig up the seed every week to check if it is growing. He trusts the process. He knows that nature demands a certain time frame for germination, and that his only responsibility is to water the soil, keep it nourished, and protect it from harm. Likewise, your responsibility is to continue giving your all to your vision even when there is no evidence of progress. You must also remember that time is not merely passing, it is compounding. Each day of consistent effort, even when unseen, adds a layer to your eventual success. The skill you are developing, the discipline you are forging, the mindset you are strengthening, these are the invisible gains that one day will translate into visible victories. Impatience has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Because impatience causes you to stop just short of the breakthrough, it whispers lies into your ear. This isn't working, you're wasting your time, give up and try something else. And the moment you listen to that voice, you throw away not just the work you've done, but also the unseen progress you've made. But when you refuse to be swayed by the absence of results, when you keep pressing forward despite the silence, you prove to yourself and to the world that you are worthy of the rewards that will come. The universe does not hand its treasures to the easily discouraged. It gives them to those who can be trusted to stay the course. So, if you find yourself in that season where results are nowhere to be seen, do not despair. It is in this very moment that your character is being refined. It is here that your patience is being forged into persistence, and your persistence into power. Every single day that you persist in faith, you are stacking bricks in the unseen walls of your future success. Hold steady, keep working, keep believing, for the day will come when the fruits of your labor burst into view, and when they do, you will realize that the time you waited was not wasted at all. It was the very thing that made your results possible. Most people measure progress by what they can see, but the truth is, the greatest growth always begins where the eye cannot reach. Before a single leaf rises above the ground, roots are pushing deep into the soil. Before a skyscraper touches the clouds, steel beams are driven into the earth. Before the world can applaud your results, the unseen process of preparation must take place. And it is in this hidden work that your destiny is quietly built. The unseen process is the most sacred part of any achievement, and yet it is the part most people undervalue. They are in a hurry to display something to the world, forgetting that the strength of what is seen depends entirely on the integrity of what is not seen. A life without deep foundations may glitter for a moment, but it will collapse at the first pressure. The time you spend building beneath the surface, when no one is watching, when no one is applauding, is the time that determines whether your success will last. Think of the seed planted in the soil. When you first press it beneath the earth, there is no sign of life. Days pass, then weeks. To the impatient observer, it looks as though nothing has happened. But under the soil there is movement, there is expansion, there is life taking shape. The seed is building a network of roots that will one day feed and sustain the plant. Without those roots, any visible growth would be fragile and short-lived. In your own life, the roots are the habits you form, the skills you sharpen, the knowledge you acquire, the discipline you develop. These are the elements of success that no one sees while they are being built. You may be reading in silence while the rest of the world is entertained. You may be practicing your craft while others are sleeping. You may be refining your strategy while others waste their hours in distraction. To the outside world, it may appear as if nothing is happening, but within you, deep reserves of power are being formed. This hidden preparation has a remarkable effect. It makes you ready for opportunities before they arrive. When a door opens, those who have been careless and unprepared will scramble, but you will step through it with quiet confidence because you have already done the unseen work. You have built the capacity to handle success, rather than being destroyed by it. And here is a truth many never learn. Success does not create strength, it reveals it. If you do not build your strength during the unseen process, success will expose your weakness. You cannot hope to stand in the bright light of achievement if your foundation was never built to carry the weight. This is why the unseen process demands your full commitment. It will test your patience. It will tempt you to show the world something before it is ready, but those who understand the value of this season will guard it fiercely. They will use it to master their craft, to harden their discipline, to expand their vision, to fortify their belief. When you embrace the unseen process, you stop chasing quick results. You no longer measure yourself by today's applause. You are content to work in silence because you know that in time, the silence will be broken by the sound of undeniable success. There will be days when you feel invisible, when no one notices the effort you are making. There will be moments when you question whether this hidden work will ever pay off. In those moments, remind yourself, the tree grows in silence before it breaks the surface. The skyscraper is built underground before it rises into view, and the champion is forged in private before they are crowned in public. So commit yourself fully to this hidden season. Pour your energy into building what others cannot yet see. Strengthen your roots, deepen your knowledge, and sharpen your skills, for the day will come when what was once invisible will burst into sight, and the world will call it overnight success, and never realizing the years of unseen labor that made it possible. When that moment arrives, you will stand unshaken, because you will know the truth. The real work was done long before the results appeared, and it was in the unseen process that you became unstoppable. Persistence is the invisible line that separates the dreamers from the achievers, the hopeful from the victorious. Anyone can be excited at the beginning of a journey. Anyone can pour their energy into the first few steps. But persistence, true persistence, is measured in the quiet, lonely hours when the excitement has faded, when no one is watching, and when every part of you is tempted to quit. It is in those moments that the great ones are forged. The majority of people operate on emotion. When they feel inspired, they take action. When they feel discouraged, they stop. This is why they drift from goal to goal, never building anything substantial. But those who succeed have trained themselves to rise above the fluctuations of feeling. They work not because they are in the mood, but because they have made a decision to see the journey through to the end. Persistence is not a single act. It is a habit. It is the repeated decision to keep moving forward, even when the path feels endless. It is the refusal to be ruled by doubt, fear, or fatigue. And here is the paradox. The longer you persist without seeing results, the stronger your persistence becomes. Each day you refuse to quit, you build a deeper reservoir of determination. Imagine a miner digging for gold. He chips away at the earth day after day, week after week. The deeper he goes without finding anything, the more he must lean on his faith in the process. Then, one day, after what may feel like a lifetime of effort, his pickaxe strikes something solid, and the gold is revealed. Many who quit will have stopped just inches away from that breakthrough. The gold was there all along, but it only revealed itself to the one who persisted long enough to uncover it. Life works in the same way. The opportunities, the rewards, the recognition you seek, they exist, but they will not come to you at the first knock. They will resist you as if to ask, do you truly want this? Will you prove it? Persistence is your answer. It is the way you demonstrate to life that you are serious, that you will not be turned away at the first sign of difficulty. Those who persist develop a quiet confidence. They no longer panic at delays. They no longer crumble under setbacks. They see obstacles not as signs to stop, but as proof they are on the right path, because no great reward is ever handed out without resistance. They understand that persistence is not just about achieving a single goal, but about becoming the kind of person who can be trusted with success. And here lies the deeper truth. Persistence is a character builder. Every time you push through fatigue, you strengthen your willpower. Every time you continue despite failure, you fortify your courage. Every time you keep going when you want to quit, you become more unshakable. Long after you have reached your goal, it will be this unshakable spirit that sustains your victories and leads you to even greater heights. There will be moments when it feels as though the world has forgotten you, when it seems your work has been wasted, when the voices of doubt shout louder than the whispers of hope. In those moments, persistence is not just important, it is everything. If you can persist in the darkness, you will one day stand in the light, so keep going when it is hard, keep going when it is thankless, keep going when it feels like nothing is working. For every day you persist, you move closer to the tipping point, that invisible line where the momentum shifts in your favor. When that day comes, the results will arrive so swiftly and so powerfully that people will call it sudden success. But you will know better. You will know it was persistence, your unwavering decision to keep going, that brought it into being. Every action you take is a vote for the future you are building. Most people fail to understand the weight of a single choice, a single day, a single effort. They believe that if the action is small or if the results are not immediate, it holds little value. But the truth is, every step you take in the direction of your vision, even when no one notices, carries the power to shape your destiny. Consistency is the great multiplier of effort. One isolated act of discipline may feel insignificant, but repeated over time, it becomes unstoppable. Just as a drop of water can carve its way through stone when it falls in the same spot over and over, your daily actions carve the shape of your life. The stone will not yield to one drop, nor will success yield to one effort. But with persistence in your consistency, the impossible becomes inevitable. Too often, people abandon their goals because they cannot yet see the connection between today's small actions and tomorrow's big rewards. They work for a few days, a few weeks, and when nothing changes in the visible world, they decide it's not working. What they fail to see is that each day of effort is laying a brick in the structure of their future. The building may not be complete, but every brick matters. Consistency is not glamorous. It is not always exciting. In fact, it is often repetitive and uncelebrated, but it is precisely this repetition that builds mastery. The champion does not train only when he feels like it. He trains because his vision demands it. The successful entrepreneur does not work only when inspiration strikes. She works because the mission requires it. Consistency turns action into habit, and habit into a force of nature. There is a law at work here, a law as unchanging as gravity. Your results are the harvest of your repeated actions. If you plant the seeds of discipline daily, you will harvest success. If you plant the seeds of neglect, you will harvest regret. The choice is yours, and it is made not once in a lifetime, but every day in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Consider the power of compounding. A small sum of money invested regularly grows into a fortune over time, not because of one large deposit, but because of steady contributions that accumulate and multiply. The same principle applies to your efforts. One workout will not make you strong, but 1,000 workouts will transform your body. One day of study will not make you wise, but years of consistent learning will sharpen your mind beyond recognition. Every day you act without visible reward, you are proving your commitment to your future self. You are casting your vote for the person you wish to become, and these votes accumulate. One day the scale tips. Momentum shifts. What once required effort becomes second nature, and the results appear as if by magic. But it is not magic. It is the natural consequence of consistent action. Beware of the temptation to think that missing one day does not matter. It does, for every missed day weakens the chain you have been building. Success is built on uninterrupted momentum, and each break in the chain makes it harder to restore. Protect your consistency as you would protect your most valuable possession, for it is the foundation of everything you will achieve. The truth is, success rarely belongs to the most talented or the most intelligent. It belongs to those who are relentless in their actions, those who keep showing up no matter what. Consistency is the great equalizer. It allows ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results simply by refusing to quit. So, each morning, remind yourself, today's actions are tomorrow's results. Every decision I make, every effort I give is a vote for my future. If you keep voting for the life you want, day after day, without fail, the day will come when the world will not only see your results, they will call you unstoppable, and they will be right, for you will have built your future one consistent vote at a time. Delay is one of the greatest tests life will ever give you. When you set your mind on a worthy goal, you imagine the excitement of achieving it. You see the vision, you feel the emotion, but then reality intervenes. The results take longer than you expected. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and yet the finish line remains out of sight. This is the moment when many abandon the path, mistaking delay for denial. But you must understand, delay is not denial. It is a process, a proving ground, and a preparation for the success you seek. Life has a rhythm, and your results are bound to that rhythm. You cannot rush the growth of a tree by pulling at its branches, nor can you rush your own success by demanding it arrive before its time. There are forces at work in your favor that you cannot yet see, connections being made, skills being refined, opportunities being positioned. The delay you experience is often the very thing that ensures your success will be solid, lasting, and worthy of the struggle. If every dream were handed to you immediately, you would never develop the strength to keep it. The delay is a training ground for your discipline, your patience, and your resilience. It asks you, will you keep working when nothing seems to be happening? Will you hold your vision when there is no evidence to support it? Will you keep believing when the world tells you it's pointless? The way you answer these questions determines whether you are ready to receive what you desire. Think of a great building. Before a single wall rises, the foundation must be dug deep and reinforced. This phase takes time and, to an untrained eye, may appear as if nothing is happening. Yet without this slow, deliberate preparation, the structure would collapse the moment pressure came against it. In the same way, your dreams need a strong foundation. The delay is not robbing you, it is fortifying you. During this waiting season, life is often preparing you for challenges you cannot yet imagine. You may believe you are ready for the reward right now, but life knows better. It sees the storms ahead, and it uses the delay to equip you with the wisdom, patience, and fortitude you will need to navigate them. Without this preparation, the very success you long for could overwhelm you. You must train yourself to see delay as a signal, not a setback. It is the universe's way of saying, hold on, I'm aligning everything for your good. In this period, your job is not to complain or despair, but to keep moving forward with unwavering faith. Keep refining your skills, keep strengthening your habits, keep showing up. When the door finally opens, you will walk through it not as the same person who first knocked, but as someone fully prepared to own what lies on the other side. There is a dangerous misconception that if something hasn't happened quickly, it will never happen at all. This is the thinking of the impatient, and it is why they remain trapped in mediocrity. The truth is, most great achievements take far longer to materialize than the dreamer first imagines. But once they arrive, they do so with a permanence and stability that quick wins can never provide. Delay also reveals the sincerity of your desire. If you are willing to keep working without immediate reward, you prove to yourself and to life that your dream is not a passing whim. You are declaring, I am not here for convenience, I am here for victory, no matter how long it takes. And when you live with that kind of conviction, the delay cannot defeat you, it can only refine you. So the next time you find yourself waiting longer than you hoped, do not mistake the silence for rejection. The seed is still growing beneath the soil, the building is still being strengthened underground. The story is still being written in your favor. Your only task is to remain steady, to keep showing up, to keep moving toward the vision. For when the appointed time arrives, it will seem as though everything happened at once. But you will know the truth, that your victory was forged in the quiet season of delay, and that the waiting was never wasted. It was the very thing that made you ready to receive everything you had been working for. Time is not your enemy. Time is your greatest ally, if you know how to use it. Those who see time as an obstacle grow impatient, restless, and discouraged when results do not come quickly. But those who understand the true nature of time treat it as a silent partner in their success. They know that each day of disciplined effort, when added to the next, creates a force so powerful that no setback, no delay, no obstacle can withstand it. The secret lies in recognizing that success is built like a wall, one brick at a time. Alone, a single brick may not look like much, but when placed carefully alongside hundreds of others over weeks, months, and years, it becomes a fortress. Time is the mason that holds your bricks together, binding them with the mortar of experience, repetition, and growth. Without the passing of time, there is no compounding, and without compounding, there is no lasting success. Think of the way interest works on an investment. You begin with something small, but as time passes, that small sum multiplies, not by sudden leaps, but through steady, consistent growth. One day, you look at the total and marvel at how far it has come. This is how disciplined action interacts with time. Each day you show up, you make a deposit into your future. Each day you stay the course, you add to the balance of your eventual success. Many fail because they misjudge time's role. They believe that if the results are not immediate, the effort is wasted. But time does not work on demand, it works in accumulation. The days you think nothing is happening are often the very days when the foundation is solidifying, the connections are forming, and the momentum is quietly building. Time is also the great tester of intentions. Anyone can commit to something for a week or a month. But when the months stretch into years, when the journey asks you to stay true without applause or recognition, that is when your resolve is proven. If you can endure that test, time will reward you far beyond what the impatient ever receive. You must understand that every skill you are sharpening, every habit you are reinforcing, every inch of progress you are making, these are the products of time. They cannot be rushed without sacrificing quality. The world may not see the growth happening within you, but time is recording every effort, every sacrifice, every disciplined act, and at the right moment it will present the harvest in full. Time also has a way of magnifying the smallest advantages. A single healthy choice made daily compounds into strength and vitality over years. A single hour of learning each day compounds into mastery over a decade. This is why you must protect your days fiercely. Wasted time compounds just as powerfully, but in the opposite direction, creating weakness instead of strength, regret instead of reward. You must treat time with the respect of an investor guarding their fortune. Every day is a coin you can spend only once. You can squander it on distractions, or you can invest it in actions that push you toward your goal. The choice may seem small in the moment, but multiplied over hundreds of days, it determines whether you stand among the fulfilled or the regretful. The impatient believe that time is a thief, stealing their dreams by making them wait. The wise know that time is a builder, ensuring their dreams have the strength to last. If your vision is worth having, it is worth giving time the chance to shape it into something unshakable. So, align yourself with time, work with it, not against it. Take the long view and trust that each day of steady action is moving you closer to your breakthrough. When that breakthrough comes, it will arrive with a force that feels sudden to everyone else, but you will know it was time working quietly with your persistence that brought it to life, and when you look back, you will see that time was never the barrier. It was the bridge, the very thing that carried you from where you began to where you always dreamed you could be.